Saturday morning, we have made it to our weekend. It is 8 o'clock on the dot. I'm First Warning meteorologist Eric Burris. This is Coffee Talk. We get together 7 days a week, chat about what's going on in the world of weather. And let me tell you, weather playing in big in our forecast today. Why? Because there's a ton going on. First off, it's game day, baby. We've got the UCF Knights taking on the Bearcats. Who? It's Cincinnati. Okay. All right. So we're watching the forecast for that. Of course, there's the world's largest cocktail party up in Jacksonville. There's a game. Christina making it known. Up in Tallahassee, we've also got a football game there. And that's the Big Three, baby. Big Three teams playing this weekend. Love it. Love it. Oh, and other events around Central Florida this weekend. There's a ton going on. So certainly we want to make sure that if you've got out and about plans, we've got you covered in the forecast department. Then we're also going to be talking about the tropics because there is stuff happening there and we want to make sure you're aware of it. So yeah, lots going on with Coffee Talk. Let's get right outside, see what's doing on our tower cam perspective, shall we? Here is a look outside at our downtown Orlando tower cam. I do want to point out that if you're joining us from anywhere in Central Florida, you're going to see the clouds. Do not fret. It's not going to be this terrible day. We just start off with a lot of cloud cover. That's downtown Orlando. We're looking beautiful. I mean, it's nice. Even if it's cloudy, it's not too bad. Let's head over to the tourist district and see what's doing. There's a shot in Disney Springs. You're looking very, very nice. Let's come over to another shot in downtown Orlando. Yep, clouds around. Down our West 2 studio looking toward downtown. Kind of see a little bit of haze around. Out to Lake County we go, the seaplane capital. That's gorgeous. Is it VFR or IFR? I didn't even look. Stand by, I'll check. Let's just do KMCO. Just for a second, let's just look. MCO, 10 statute miles, overcast at 700. Kissimmee, overcast at 700. So yeah, it's not exactly great VFR flying weather this morning. But that's okay. All right, head over to the beach, shall we? Meet you over there. Oh, look at that shot. Let me bring that full. Just look at that shot. Now, granted, we've been watching a few showers coming in, but you've kind of got this little sea fog thing going on. What a cool shot. New Smyrna Beach, tower cam looking up to the Ponce Inlet. Let's head into Brevard County, shall we? Kennedy Space Center. Oh, yeah. Yep, I'll take that. Cocoa. Melbourne looking, Melbourne. And last but not least, just because I forgot it, down to the airport. Okay, all right, enough. It's gorgeous outside. We know it's just got some cloud cover, but that doesn't bother me. Does that bother you? It doesn't bother me at all. Temperatures out the door in the upper 60s, lower 70s. It's a pretty okay setup. First Warning live Doppler radar. Let me take you up to Flagler County. This is where we're watching the showers right now, at least the heavier rainfall. Up into Marineland, you can very clearly see some of that rain just sitting over you. Palm Coast, you're in a bit of a bubble, ironically. But Beverly Beach, Flagler Beach, yeah, watching the rains coming in Mound Grove into northern Volusia County as well. The rest of Volusia County is doing fine. Down in Brevard County, it's about to pour. Just get ready for it, my friends. Yeah, just get ready for a little bit of rain. Maybe run the dog out now, get it done and over with. Overall today, it's a fine forecast. 10 to 20% coverage of passing showers. Today, 82 degrees, 1 o'clock, 86 degrees, our high temperature on the day, and then temps will start to drop off little by little from there. How you doing? All right, let me check in on the comments, see how we're doing. Nikki, good morning to you. Chris, present for roll call. I love it. Emmy, good morning to you. Fran, Marie, good morning. Anna, good morning to you. How are ya? See, my brother Frank's in the room. Good morning to you. Carol says it's a great day for a UCF football game. Oh, I know. And I can't go. Oh, I have another event. But for UCF football, if you're here, you should be going to this. Great forecast. Yes, we're going to have the cloud cover over top of us, but that's That's too little of a weather factor. Maybe a sprinkle or two, not too bad. Russ throws up the METAR up in Ocala. Variable at 6 knots, 10 statute miles, overcast at 400, low cloud deck. You know, I didn't even check in on the Ocala tower cam. Stand by, that's my fault. It looks okay in downtown at least. Seriously though, somebody needs to just twist that camera around a little bit. All right, so since we're talking about the UCF football forecast, we've got to get to everybody. So UCF's looking great. Do plan for a shower or two. It's not one of those that I think that you need to be worrying about, like, you know, boots and all that sort of thing. But it is one of those things, excuse me, that you may have to encounter today. I need some more coffee. Stand by. If you're heading to the Gator game today, it's technically a Georgia home game, but of course we know this is what's referred to as the world's largest cocktail party. This is going to be a game. You've got number 1 ranked Georgia and the Gators, and I know Christina's pulling for those Gators, but between you, me, and these computer chips here, let's hope that, I mean, let's hope about it. Let's hope about it. And then, of course, to top out the big 3 in Florida, FSU and Georgia Tech playing up there at Doak Campbell. This weather forecast looking fantastic. Really gorgeous. 60s for tailgate, 70s for kickoff. That is fall weather, my friends. That is college football weather. That is college football weather. Yeah. Ed says, wife's doing yoga in New Smyrna right now. Good morning from Rose Bay. Ed, good morning to you. Laura says, no, I love it. Don't want the sun hitting me too early. I'm not ready to be awake. You know what? I just think that it's a matter of embrace. I like to embrace the weather for its flaws. You know, what can I say? So this morning, comfortable clothes, you're good to go. Later today, you may want to bring the umbrella just to be safe, but otherwise, we're looking pretty good. Annie says, no rain, new patio being installed. I'll do my best. Just a few showers, that's all. Rosemary says, it's 29 degrees in New York. When's the next flight to Florida? Oh, it's open. But you do bring up the point of we haven't made fun of the rest of the country weather-wise here recently. So let's just take a look around, shall we? It's 73 in Orlando. It's 39 in Chicago, 38 degrees in Buffalo. So yeah, that next cold front has very much made its impact felt across the area. Yep. Terry says, go Dogs. Love it. Love it. Frank says, yes, but you get to see me tonight. There's good and bad. Listen, if I don't get a chance to see the Knights, then at least I get to see my big brother. So yeah. Valerie's asking if it's looking good for the heavy rocket launch this week. Yeah, it is. It is. Here's the thing, though. I can't go Tuesday because I'm hanging out with Al Roker on Tuesday. So between you and me and these computer chips, I'm kind of hoping that somehow the SpaceX launch shifts to Wednesday. Because I could go Monday, but I can't go Tuesday. This is one of those times I wish I could clone myself. Oh, well. Listen, though, for the rocket launch, it looks good. We've got so many events around Central Florida. If you're looking for something to do with the family, of course, there's Monster Jam over at Camping World Stadium later on. Temperatures into the mid-80s for the pit party, but the show begins at 7 o'clock. We'll be into the 70s. Of course, double-click the wrong graphic, the Claremont Harvest Festival, a nice fall festival there. That looks gorgeous. Temperatures through the day climbing into the lower range of the 80s. And then if you're heading to this one, I was driving on the 417 the other day and saw big Thunderbird blow by. This is the Orlando Air and Space Show, Orlando Sanford International Airport. It's looking good. While we may be into IFR weather this morning, we get better and better and better. Crystal says, I love how energetic the chat is this morning. We're all kind of lit because it's the weekend, baby. Brian says, go Noles. I'll pull for the Noles today. I'll pull for the Noles today. Always root for my Florida teams. Go Gators. There you go, Jan. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Look, I'll cheer for any Florida team unless it's USF or unless they're playing the Knights. And it's the USF thing is just because I'm a UCF fan and so I'm supposed to beat up on USF. But, you know, and at the end of the day, I cheer for the Florida teams unless they're playing UCF. And if that's the case, in the hierarchy, UCF will always take top. Just got up, took my short walk, feeling tired as the clear liquids continue. Joanne says, can't wait till full fluids. You're going to get there. And Joanne, listen, I'm drinking coffee now, and I didn't used to be able to because it dehydrates you. I've got my water. I always have my water with me. I'm like a toddler where it's like, I need my water. I've got my water. This thing gets more mileage than my car, at least as much mileage as my car. I always have my water with me. Oh my God. You've got such an unbelievable, unbelievable path ahead, Joanne. I will tell you this though, friend to friend, you're not going to ever want bone broth again. Ever. Ever, 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 never, ever. Oh great, the camera's now unable to focus. Okay, there we go. Hi, welcome back. Mike says, excuse me, Mike says, Florida fan here, we're gonna get crushed. Mike, I don't know that I would say crushed. I feel like this is one of those, oh, that's the wrong one. What am I looking for? I feel like this is one of those, could be a trap game, you know? That's always fun. Any showers to hit Umatilla today? Have a tent or treat? Ooh, that sounds fun. So yes, the answer is yes. We're going to go with a few showers. Here's kind of the graphic to illustrate. Best chance for rain is going to be out east, beaches. But, you know, through the afternoon, lowered rain chances the further west you live. All right? Happy Halloween weekend, everyone, Freya says. Indeed, back at you. The forecast gets a little warmer for us tomorrow, a little warmer for us looking ahead to Monday, too. Here's a look, okay? 86 today. 87 tomorrow, 88 degrees on Monday. But this is perhaps the most important time frame, trick or treating, and we are looking good. 80 degrees, 6 p.m., 78 by 6:41, which is sunset, and 8 o'clock, nice and dry, so we're looking good. We're looking good, my friends. When you work on the weekends, it's just another day, my brother points out. I agree, but you know, I peel back the curtain here. I work weekends. So the weekends are not special to me, right? But I theater of the mind, I pretend that the weekend is the best thing on the face of the planet because I know most of you are off weekends. So when I'm like, the weekend has arrived, let's make the most of it, I'm working. You know, it's no different to me. But yeah, you're right, Frank. You're very right. So that's the theater of the mind. And they say television news isn't acting. Brian's asking a tropics question. What does the MB pressure have to be at in order for a tropical system to form or even get named? So there's not like a finite level. There's a range kind of where they normally find themselves, Brian, but most of the time what you're looking for things to get named, what you're looking for things to be organized. Like let's just take, for example, we'll head out to the tropics and see what's doing. All right, and so what you're looking at, that's Invest 95, Windsor at 25, whatevers. Oh, hold on a second. I didn't click save on this. Stand by 1 second. Stand by. Good gravy. Stand by. I know. There it is. Okay. All right, where were we? So this is Invest 95. Pressure's at 1,009 millibars. 1024 is standard pressure. So anything below that, you're starting to deepen things a little bit. But again, it's not a finite number as much as it is a range. You're looking for circulation, you're looking for convection, you know, that sort of thing. There's a lot of internal stuff that plays into it, all right? So that's Invest 95. Hurricane Center monitoring it and says a tropical depression is likely to form over the next couple of days' time. There is a medium 50% likelihood in 2 days' time and a high 70% likelihood over the next 5 days' time. Okay, so we're probably going to see something forming down here. The good news for us, okay, is that if it does form, if it doesn't form, for now, once the computer models decide to load, the models keep it south of us. So that's not a Central Florida concern. Joanne says, my fur babies love the bone broth. Oh, I cannot stomach it at this point. I had too much of it. I cannot stomach it. So anyway, yeah, so that's not a big concern for us, but let's do this. Bada bing, bada boom. All right, stop. There we are. All right, so let's look at the computer model. This is the GFS model, and we'll just roll through time. If you're listening to us on the podcast, it's that little green dot in the Caribbean. If you're watching, if you're listening to us, the computer model shows tomorrow into Monday trying to develop something and then weakening it as it comes very close to Jamaica on Tuesday night into Wednesday. Not really much. It kind of works over toward the Yucatan. Not really much of a concern there. Lowering pressure out in the Gulf along a frontal boundary around the 6th, 7th. And then the model trying to just gradually bubble up moisture over the Bahamas, Turks, Caicos, Cuba, broad lowering of pressure. And there's something big there, it looks like, outside of the Antilles around the 12th, 13th and 14th, at least according to the GFS. Now, I don't put a ton of gravity in this, but it's something to watch. Now, if we were to switch over and look at the European, notice the European, completely different. So, the overall reach of things, though, if I were to try and take all of this data and bring it home, the overall reach of where we're at is simply this. Hurricane season continues. We're kind of in a secondary peak of hurricane season, late October into early November. And, we get and have had tropical systems every month of the year. So just because hurricane season is wrapping up does not mean we are done. The next name on the list would be Lisa. Okay, and in terms of things, I always like to compare everything. In terms of things for the season, we have had 11 named storms. 13.3 is the 30-year average through today, so we're a little behind there, all right? We have had 47 named storm days. 64 is the norm through today. In terms of ACE, the overall accumulated cyclone energy, we've had 84 ACE points. 114.8 is the average. So we're near to below average when it comes to hurricane season. Now, the season's not done yet. We still have plenty of time to watch, but I do want to just refresh this because, while everybody else was calling for a well above average season, March the 1st, WESH 2 issued our hurricane season forecast, and we called for a near average season. We have had 11 named storms. There have been, the average is 14, right? We've had 5 hurricanes. The average is 7. We've had 2 major hurricanes. The average is 3. So we're a little below average. Everybody else was calling for well above average. So I'm pretty darn proud of that if you can't figure that one out yet, So anyway, that's where we're at. Let me share the 7-day forecast and then we can get into Q&A. Sound good? Here we are. Temperatures getting warmer next couple of days, including Halloween. And then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, winds shift around a little bit and we at least get down just a little bit. All right? So that's where we're at. Questions, comments, concerns? I can't remember when I didn't work the weekends. Free says, I know it. Philip says, don't forget, I'm a travel agent now. I won't forget, Philip. I won't forget. Good morning to you, bud. Nathaniel, good morning to you. Linda says, I don't miss working. Wait, what? You miss, you don't miss. I'm confused. Do you or don't you? What? How does next season look? Any bad indicators so far? So far, so good, Beverly, but we're definitely deep in the analyzation phase. We're definitely looking, for sure. Joanne says, you're good at predicting. You and your forecast partners are really good at predicting. Well, thank you. We put a lot of work into it. We put a lot of work. Nick's asking, which do you think is more accurate model? Oh, between the GFS and the European? They both have their good and they both have their bad. I do want to point out, though, that the GFS is getting a major update. The next iteration of the GFS. Hold on. Andrew texted this to me. When is that starting? Stand by. He texted it to me. All right, let me pull it up. Effective November 29th, beginning with the 12Z run, the National Centers for Environmental Prediction, NCEP, will upgrade the Global Forecast System, GFS, from version 16.2.2 to 16.3.0. Listen to this. You're nerds, so you're going to get this. The GFS version 16.3 is upgraded with the following objectives: improving the internal flight planning and global aviation safety, ameliorating the snow depth prediction. That's a word, and I love big words. That's a big word I didn't know. And advancing the overall global analysis and forecast by improving the use of observations and adding newly available ones. GFS getting an upgrade, baby. The UPP and WAFS upgrades include increased vertical temporal resolution, the forecast range on a quarter degree, minor changes in the post-processing script, update synthetic satellite product generation with community. That's where it gets even above anything that I desire to look into. So anyway, GFS is getting an upgrade at the end of November. Long story long. Latest GFS upgrade at the beginning of the season didn't show it was that accurate. Yeah, Anthony, maybe the new one will do better. Maybe we'll do better. Yeah. My brain doesn't work that way. Ameliorating? Is that the word? Ameliorating? Ameliorating? I feel emasculated because anyway, so yeah, that's where we're at, those words. Oh, you gevault those words. Tobias, Greek for God is good. Oh, the hurricane names, got it. Yeah. All right, any other questions, comments, concerns? Weekend forecast looking dynamite, people. Nice quiet Saturday. So, a couple of things, a couple of housekeeping notes, friends. Rosebud says, GFS needs an update. European is more accurate right now. It's true. It's true. Terry, have a good one. So Tuesday, Coffee Talk probably not going to happen at 8 a.m. Coffee Talk probably not going to happen at 8 a.m. because I'm going to be walking with Al. And I'm told I will be walking with Al on the Today Show at around 8:30. So watch around 8:30 a.m. And I don't know if I'm going to be talking on the Today Show, but I'll be hanging with him. So there's that. Al, I've been talking to the folks at NBC, and Al wants to do Coffee Talk. Can I repeat that because it sounds goofy?
He wants to do
Al Roker wants to do Coffee Talk.
Epic.
What?
Epic.
Right now, the biggest name I've ever had on Coffee Talk is Wolfgang Puck, which is a big name. But he's not Al Roker. So that's going to be a great Coffee Talk. I cannot explain to you how excited I am. I cannot explain to you how excited I am. As a matter of fact, let me just read. How much time do we have?
A minute 40.
Okay. Let me just read from the folks at NBC. Hey, Eric, in addition to the TV hits we have planned, we love your Coffee Talk segment on social. Dead. That's from somebody at NBC.com. Dead. So, I think we're shooting for like an 11 a.m. Coffee Talk on Tuesday. I know it's late, but Al Roker, y'all, okay? We love your Coffee Talk. What? You know what Coffee Talk is? Okay, all right, I gotta go do TV now. Be the sunshine in someone else's day. I cannot wait. I cannot wait for Tuesday. I also get to meet Al. There's that too. All right, be the sunshine in someone else's day. I will see you guys on TV in a couple of minutes. Thank you for hanging out. I will be tweeting through the day. Remember, we're a podcast between events after Coffee Talk. You can always get us Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and the iHeart app, okay? All right, be good, y'all. I will see you tomorrow morning at 8.